What's good, y'all? Welcome to day 2 of Vlogmas. It's a great day. I just wrapped up my leg day at the gym and I'm headed back to the crib to get into the rest of my day. But yeah, it's gonna be a good quick one today because I've got some things to do at the desk and we're gonna chat a bit. But tonight is date night. Me and my wife are very intentional about making sure that we lock in with each other at least once a week to just kind of key in on each other and have some good times. And tonight we are going out to eat, so I'm gonna be cutting this vlog way shorter than yesterday, but I still got some content, some value for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into it. I'm on my way home. I'll see y'all at the Alright, so we finally made it to the desk. Today has been a crazy day. It has not gone in any way, shape, or form the way that I would have expected it to go, the way I planned it to go. But nonetheless, we're here and I made it through. I persevered. I did not feel like working out today at all whatsoever, but I pushed myself beyond my comfort zone and got in the gym, and I'm actually feeling a lot better in my personhood than I did before, when I didn't really want to go to the gym, when I didn't really want to work out. I think that's a good point to kind of start with today. It's kind of building up some perseverance in ways that when you don't want to do stuff, pushing yourself beyond your limits puts you in a space of consistency and puts you in a space of success and puts you in a space of overcoming and being able to look back over those victories when you went when you didn't want to, when you did when you didn't want to, when you got up when you wanted to lay down, when you got in the car when you wanted to stay in the house, and all of those ways that you went beyond your limit. You can look back on those and find some development in your personhood and your professionalism. That's definitely high key for your next level and all of the things that you'll do in life. So I was really inspired this morning by finding new creators on Instagram. And it kind of ties into the perseverance thing because it really inspired me because I find myself in places sometimes of frustration or stagnancy because you post so much, you put so much into your content and this and that, but it feels like nobody new is finding you. And I was encouraged by this because I found a new creator today and I was, intrigued by her content and went to her page and saw how many followers she had. I saw how much content she had. And I was just thinking to myself, man, like, when somebody finds me, I hope that they have that same feeling of like, man, this person is dope. Tone is dope. I love his work, but he's got a ton of content. So I don't have to wait on a new video to get into whatever he's talking about or learn more about him or learn more about this or that. I can just go through all of that backlog of content. And even my music career, when people find me for the first time musically, they'll be able to go through, my albums and singles that have come out in the past that will be new to them. And I think that that's a super dope way to think about maybe where you are right now in context of, yeah, you may be frustrated with the folks that do follow you and seeing the same people in the likes and seeing the same people in the comments and no new followers or whatever. But when people do discover you, when you become unhidden to them, man, you're going to have so much content out there and so much music out there or so much art out there or so much product out there that it's just going to be a blessing to them and so many others. And that kind of starts the train of new word of mouth development for your community, for your supporters, and so on. Another point about this is that, finding other creators out there that are doing similar things to you and killing it, it kind of keeps you humble because there's a certain air that we can have about ourselves that becomes a little bit higher than confidence, if you know what I mean, right? Like, I'm the best person at this, or I'm doing it at the highest level, or I got the best production quality, or whatever it might be. And it's like, Yeah, but there's always somebody that's at a higher level that you can strive to. So finding these new creators definitely keeps me in a place of humility, because I know that I have so much more to obtain, so much more ground to cover, and a lot more people to reach. And it kind of keeps you in a space of humility and striving to be the person that you want to be at the next level. So I've got a couple things that I also want to give you all if you're feeling frustrated. So if you're a creator out there that's posting, that's like really trying to do your thing, and you're frustrated with the algorithm, you're frustrated with followers, you're frustrated with trying to come up with new content, you're frustrated with spending so much time and nobody's watching, I got something for you. Let's get into it. So I pulled up my notes because I don't want to mess this up. So here are the 3 things. The first one is build a sustainable routine, not a perfect one. And one of the ways that I build my routine to having content is always filming BTS. I always got a camera rolling whenever I'm about to spit game, whenever I'm about to be on a panel or make a presentation, or be on a call, or whenever I'm setting up for a photo shoot, or whenever I'm recording a video of one of my clients or whatever. I make sure that I have some kind of content, some pictures or something that, just shows that it happened. Because a lot of times, in this digital space, this media space, this social space, if you didn't capture any content, any behind the scenes, it really didn't happen, because there's no evidence, there's no proof. So another thing that kind of goes in tandem with that is to overcome that frustration is to invest in your behind the scenes. If you're at a space where you don't have the personal capacity to set up a camera and another camera for your behind the scenes content, to make sure that you are rolling in every place and you're not able to think on the swivel, you got to invest in it. You got to build out a team. You got to make sure that you have somebody there, a mentee or someone that can record you doing what you do. And this is a high key piece of my content because I'm also building my business. And so I need to have social proof out there online to show that I am who I am who I say I am, and that I provide the excellence that I do. And what does that look like? That's testimonials. That's, again, just the behind the scenes content. That's also the final product of whatever it is that you're creating, so on and so forth. It could be the behind the scenes of you filming a video. It could be behind the scenes of you working out. It could be B-roll of this or that. But you got to invest in a routine, something that keeps you in the flow of always coming out with new content. There's so many different ways that you can use behind the scenes, and I think this is probably one of the most profitable ways, and if you think of currency in content, one of the most profitable ways that you can always have something to post if you're active at doing what you do. Number 2 is post it, engage in the comments, and move on to the next thing. Do not get locked into, I thought this video was going to perform like this, or it didn't get any likes, or the algorithm is doing this, or maybe I should take it down and repost it later. I mean, those are things that you can, that's one of the things you can consider to do. However, one of the things that keeps me on to the next is like, post it and move on, man. Like, you can't be so cerebral about why this video or piece of content did not perform when you should really be on to the next thing. And this is what keeps you going for the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day, is that you got to be more focused on the next post than how poorly or I would even say it works, reverse psychology as well. Like, you can't be so locked into what this video did back then that you are not even focused on what's next. A perfect example of that is on my TikTok. I posted a video on iPhone launch week, and right now it's got like 30,000+ views. hella likes, a lot of comments and engagement. People are still engaging with that content, that piece of content from several months ago right now. And shout out to y'all if you're watching right now and you're not following me on TikTok at Tone Ross Music. Follow me on TikTok right now. But yeah, you can't be locked into your previous piece of content in any way, shape, or form. You got to post it and get on to the next thing. Lock into your schedule and kind of be thinking about how you can post something new tomorrow, how you can post something new in the next 2 days, and not worry too much about the previous piece of content. If you're always focused on your next, you'll never run out. If you get locked in on what's current and what's right now, you'll never be able to move on because you'll be locked into that frustration. You'll be locked into that moment of what happened and how can you fix it, and you won't be able to actually fix it by moving on to the next thing. So that's my advice for number 2. My third piece of advice for those of you who are creators that are frustrated is to stay connected to your why. Remember why you started. Remember why you're doing this. Remember why you got into creating content in the first place. And maybe not even content, creating art, creating solutions, creating products, or whatever it is that you might be creating. Remember your why, because if you get away from your why, you'll start doing things for other reasons. And your why should keep you centered, should keep you grounded, should keep you connected to the point of originality, right? And if that's helping people, if that is making a solution to a problem or whatever it might be, that keeps you centered and locked in on your target, so that you never get swayed to the left or to the right. You always are centered in making sure that you stay connected and continue going. And that's how you overcome the frustration, is that you got to continue to do it with rest, with moderation, with check-ins, with all of the things that are necessary for building out a system and building out a career. I'm not trying to take away from that in any way, but rising above the frustration is going to be key if you want to continue moving on and not feel stuck in your frustration to move forward. All right, guys, so that's 3 ways that you can overcome your frustration as a creator or creative or business owner, whomever you are that you're watching right now. I hope that this was a blessing to you. I hope that it helped to bring you out of that space of frustration and into more of a place of productivity and refreshedness, if you will. If you're new here, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know that if you're frustrated and this helped you. I would love to know that down in the comments. Today was a little bit of a shorter day as opposed to my previous video yesterday, so I'm sorry that I wasn't able to provide a little bit more content, but you know, VLOGmas is kind of messy sometimes, so you got to pivot and come up with new ideas and just make it happen. So I'm happy that y'all are here. I'm proud of myself for showing up for y'all 2 days in a row. Got 23 more days to go, and yeah, I love it here. Let's keep doing it. All right, Merry Christmas to y'all. I hope y'all are having an amazing holiday this month, and always remember, keep living, because your very best days are still yet to come. Peace.